So I'm super excited to get into it. Passione and Chudlings playoffs lives on the line. Passione last week took down MUE. So definitely a bit of a powerhouse coming into this match.
Absolutely. Renekton. It's not a champion that you would often see banned away, but taking it from Zayla up in that top lane, it's a reasonably safe pick. It does well blind to most matchups, but obviously they don't want it to be much of an issue. Obviously, if you're S-Knight, it's a very drastically different story after how things went yesterday, but today is a new day. Ambassador as well, taken away. Xin Zhao, taken from Erdran in the jungle.
Yeah, and that Ambassador ban as well. You can imagine Light was probably going to go for that after the Renekton ban, trying to set themselves up for that in the first round. Let's see how the rest of these bans go, though, because Brattles, the Swain is still up. They definitely have that available to them. Ziggs to come on through. We saw that first round last weekend, so definitely up for it. The Nocturne coming through. These are some very interesting bans overall. Definitely not what you expect to see in the first stage.
Yeah, I mean, from my experience, Ziggs can be played quite well as an AP carry down the bot lane. We have seen it in the past, specifically in the LCP, as a counter to the likes of Azir, just because of outranges the Azir and is able to just punish so heavily. Syndra as well. So a mixed bag of priority when it comes to that ban phase in terms of what's available. Orianna stands out to me, very much up and available, and still plenty of pairings. Talon coming through. It's ironic that we see, the jungler for this roster, Passione, named Arya. Arya, obviously, also the name of the former DFM player, now transitioning over to SHG. But if we take it back to DFM, the jungler that they brought in, Citrus, was phenomenal on the assassin junglers. Loved his Talon. So potentially a bit of a Japanese connection there.
Yeah, interesting to see that first pick. I'm excited to see where this goes. It's going to be the Ahri Pantheon for that mid jungle duo to be locked in. A very powerful combo there. Let's see what is picked in trade, right? The Orianna's still up. You can combo the ult pretty nicely with the Talon. Obviously, that Swain, that pick is still up and available as well, and it will be locked in. So it will be available for that mid lane. And it's pretty good at not only spotting out a lot of area, but also being able to have that control with the never move. It's going to prevent Saw from doing a fair amount in this lane. It's complex. Going to have that Karma on lock. So overall, not a terribly tanky team so far. Saw and Erdogan could still just mow through them.
Yeah, I'm mildly perplexed at the draft so far from the Passione. You have an Orianna just free, just free, and Talon synergistically an incredibly scary champion with Orianna off the back of the ultimate there. But I mean, look, they opt for Swain. Swain historically is a champion we see more often than not picked into something like the Galio in the mid lane, and just does phenomenally well as that drain tank. But it is what it is. So far, the Chudlings have, to me, at least a little bit more of a scary draft. They've got an Ahri Pantheon combo in the jungle mid lane, which is just notoriously scary. As soon as that charm lands, if there is a potential shield vault angle there for Erdran, chances are whoever's caught by it is more than likely dead. And then you pair it with the stat stick of Varus in the bot lane.
Now they could, if they wanted to, they could put Pantheon bot, have that support in the bot lane, maybe run press the attack or something, and just really be able to burst down this Karma. It's definitely a possibility. We'll have to see exactly what the pick is available though as we head in towards. Never mind, it will be the Nami, so immediately that is shut down, and they're going to give counter pick to that top lane. How does Passione round out this very unorthodox draft here? 80 carries still available. We've still got the Inara. Inara Karma is a pretty solid combo. The Sivir as well is good with that wave clear and definitely powerful at stopping a lot of that, especially if it is the lethality caster Varus, stopping a lot of the damage output of that bot.
Volibear. So it could be Volibear jungle and Talon top. I would have imagined that it's probably going to be the classic, that the Team Secret Rails pun Volibear top lane. That just makes more sense that it's going to be Talon.
Yeah, Na's still open though if they do want to go for that counter in the top lane. It's a very, very hard matchup for the Volibear to play.
I'm mildly
Obviously-
perplexed
Yeah.
at a number of things in this draft. I mean, you've got the Varus Nico combo open, up, and available.
Ooh,
But,
Jax.
yeah, Jax being up in the
Okay.
top lane. Jax into Volibear. Yeah, okay. I mean,
Okay.
it shouldn't be a complete blow up, but realistically, this isn't going to be a runaway lane for either of those. Volibear should do reasonably well in the Jax. Obviously, has enough in his kit that isn't just auto attacking, so that Counter Strike only gets so much value. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this one here in Group B.
I think this draft to me speaks of just wanting everyone to be on their comfort, because this is that final game of this group, right? Wanting to be that comfort and just say, we're going to outmatch you in the keyboard. That's all that matters to us this game.
Minions have spawned.
Well, Erdran throws a spear. First blood drawn, Brattles. Shame.
Game's over.
Yeah,
Just like that.
He has been... Okay, it's lethal tempo Jax.
That's actually pretty it's pretty solid, because it does allow you to get that passive up and running even faster. You see it a lot in the jungle as well, so it does allow for quite a lot of a burst that you're not ever really expecting to come through as soon as it is, and especially into that Volibear, who is going to grasp, who won't have the damage to really counter a lot of these lanes. I can see it actually being quite a nuisance here in this laning phase if the trades end up happening. That is the question. Well, here we go.
Oh, Counter Strike in. Offers a Volibear. Cops a hockey stick to the face.
Doesn't mean that you won't be too tanky. You're missing out on the grasp that you're stacking up throughout the laning phase. We'll have to see if that trade-off is worth it in the end here. Nothing crazy this time around. Bot lane level 2 going to probably go in favor of Passione first. They will have that available. A little bit of burst damage onto this Varus, but nothing else. Nothing major. They're just going to push on.
Yeah, I mean, the natural pushing power that River will always have. And all.
Nice trade back and forth there. The electrocute definitely helping out in this mid lane, as Brattle's showing why this pick is his favorite. Top lane Light.
Special.
Yeah, Light getting pushed in a little bit. Finally hit the level 3 and can start to trade back with that W. Just in a stable position otherwise, trying to stack up the grasp as much as he can.
Down the bot lane. It's a cheeky recall from Kajimo. It's another interesting one. Kajimo.
I'm going to say Kajimo, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to ask, because it could be, along the lines of Spanish Kajimo.
Yeah, true.
The slightly different J, but there's a good chance we'll never know unless we ask him. So if we don't ask him, it'll always just be Kajimo.
Schrodinger's bot. That's what it is at this point. As we'll have to see how the rest of this goes, as both of the solo lanes for Chudlings getting some pretty solid pushes in here. Arya not really in a position to get much pressure down on these lanes or alleviate any of that. You're going to trade Scuttle for Scuttle. Slightly ahead for Erdogan. Maybe looking for the dive here. Brattles might be in trouble. Good flash. But how much longer does it save him is the question. The Foxfire picks up the kill. It's a perfect dive. And first blood goes over to Chudling.
Yeah, I mean, a bold read there from Erdran, and he's rewarded for it. Brattles had no idea that there was something lurking in the wings. Flashes away. He thinks he's in a great spot to potentially turn this one around and soar. And unfortunately, Arya, there is no wall between him and the mid and jungle duo of the Chudlings, so he can't jump over and get himself closer to try and snipe away any of those kills.
The top lane. Okay, experience lead going to be gained here for Light, and that's a big burst of damage. Now they might have the capability to dive this here. Arya, again, doesn't really have a wall at his disposal. He's going to come through and force him off the recall. Dashes on in, tries to find something. Counter-strike follows through. Doesn't land the kill. And that's another trade. A solo bolo for the Volibear in the top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a messy one. And you can see that Zayla thought he had the opportunity for a counterplay there. Unfortunately, was not the case. And falls. And Arya, all he can do is sit there and watch as he jumps over the wall, because he was finding out that he was not needed.
Bot lane, this Sivir is continuing to stack things up. got that cull early. Very early, in fact, and is going to start getting closer towards that cash out. Already has pretty significant 200 gold lead. How much further can it go is the question. Saw under tower. This complex is looking for that mantra Q. Does a surprising amount of damage, especially with that Scorch in the early game, but just not able to find anything on that just yet. Erdogan spotted, heading towards that river.
They have a lead up the top lane.
Stormbringers to come on through. Big chunk of damage. Forces out the ward jump as well. And this Volibear is just mogging in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it out of Team Secret Wales in the LCP. Pun was for some of these champions that had been, considered top tier. And then suddenly it clicked. They let him bring out his Volibear, which he seems to love. And he just does absolute work with it. And we're seeing much the same out of Light right now.
Where do they go from here is the question. Erdogan has the passive fully stacked up. No flash available. Doesn't really have a reliable way to get onto this carry here. Going to be forced off now for the moment. Vision of the Empire buys a little bit of space and vision. But the Pantheon will get out all the same. Scuttle going to be secured for the side of Passione though. And they're going to thwart that attempt to get this bot lane in a decent position here. Jaber, it's a rough lane for sure.
Yeah, I mean, with that Shadow Assault up and available, it means that Arya can be a little bit slippery coming into these ganks. You need to be head on a swivel at all times, because otherwise suddenly Talon's screaming at you with a bit of Noxian diplomacy. Right now, a cheeky dragon take from Arya. It's going to take him a little while, but he's going to get it done. Unfortunately, Erdred, not even 6, on the other side of the rift, isn't going to be able to contest it whatsoever.
First dragon of the game. And Infernal at that. One of these dragons that everyone on the team will enjoy. Mountain up next. I would imagine they're going to be looking hungrily towards that objective. This top lane is... Oh, it's a bit of a disaster, that's for sure here. Doesn't get the empowered, thanks to that counter-strike, but burns a long cooldown for it. Demonic Ascension going to be burned out here, as well as that Spirit Rush. I believe Pantheon ult as well. Let's see how far things go. Rattles could be in a bit of trouble, but no flash just yet for Erdogan. Gets the soul back. Takes a spear while he's at it.
Here comes Arya.
Erdogan could be in a bit of trouble. Ult is available here for this Pantheon. Sorry, for this Talon rather. No E available. Going to be forced flash. Takes the Raptors as you like. Eventually, could be caught out now. Hang on a moment. Has to leap over the wall, but gets the wrong direction. Ult going to be used. Doesn't get out. Barely manages to. Brattles pushes forward. The auto attack is enough to get one at least in trade. 2 for 2 on the board here for the kills.
A bit of a lead, but the vast majority up in that top lead. I mean, a 24 CS lead on top of that kill as well. Light is having a phenomenal game, and getting flashbacks to last night. Poor S-Knight's Renekton and just not even able to step up in lane without the Shred of Death. And it's feeling like Zayla on this Jax might be getting dangerously close to that point into Light's Volibear.
Jamo playing with fire. Ult is still available for Jaber. The bubble lands. Has the spell shield.
Oh, wow.
Trouble, never mind. Oh my gosh. Those boomerangs are crazy. Now Jaber's going to be in trouble. Lands it. Oh! And the arrow as well. We'll find the counterpart. Bit of disrespect there, and it is punished. Will be traded back.
Something tells me Jaber is an old school Call of Duty montage enthusiast.
Oh, hang on, Brattles. Immediately obliterated here in the mid lane. Nice charm there, good timing for Saw to punish. They take their first kind of gold lead of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does mean that both major neutral objectives go the way of the Passione, as Arya secures the dragon, and then the Grubs as well. Erdogan, yeah, look, finding some traction, but look, he's dropping CS as well. 21 CS lead. for Arya in this jungle role. He's near on a full level ahead. So while they are finding success, unfortunately, they're slipping pretty drastically behind.
He's going to have that upgraded Smite online a lot faster than Erdogan, that is for sure. Down the spot lane as well. Kajamo is back. Building towards, what is that, the Essence Reaver? Sure. Up to see.
Could be any number of things.
Yeah.
Oh!
Point. Rattles. Trying to find something in mid. Ooh, gets the flash, almost secures the kill, but it won't be enough. Erdogan picks up another 4 deaths for the famed Swain. Not going exactly how you'd want it.
80% death rate is not one that you'd think you'd see. He's got more deaths than his entire team has kills. Background.
Kajamo could be in trouble. Chains of Corruption land once again. Good flash away. Means there's no Blight proc here. The Erdogan's here, so Complex will probably have to fall on the sword. Jamo trying to trade something back because Ari is now here. Maybe they can turn something before the first. Stunned up. Takes so much damage. Looking for something. Finds 2. How much further can it go though? Gets 3 of those things back.
I'm not sure if that was a fight that Kajamo wants to take. This is still a very scary Pantheon.
Oh, hang on. Could be in trouble. Conqueror is fully stacked up, but he's run out of the shield. Kajamo looking for something. 1 auto attack will be enough. And now, this is the charm. Saw almost finds it. Funny number kills, and Passione somehow turned that.
Dicey for sure, but Arya's damage output, my goodness, just comes in and destroys both Java and Shushu. Takes more than 60% of his HP in the initial engagement, gets caught out by a shield vault, and then just turns it on a dime, blows up 2 of the 5 members of this Chudlings roster.
This Ari. No. Hang on a minute. I was going to praise him. Never mind, he might just get caught out. I'm not going to cast a curse this time. He did it to himself. Gold lead secured for Passione.
Burning that Spirit Rush down on the bot side, not having flash up and available. It was an easy kill for Complex to find. Just walks in. Empowered Chain allows Brados to get that rundown kill. And slowly but surely, Passione working themselves back into a position of power, going from strength to strength.
You love a little roller coaster of a gold lead. That's what we've seen so far this game. I'll see how much longer they keep things up for though, because 6 camps ahead. He's got the completed, upgraded Smite here in the jungle. So there's no chance of Erdogan even attempting to contest this probably. Let's see. 1400? Oh, barely! It's actually the Sivir who picks that up instead. Nice bubble to secure the kill on towards Arya. One more tap on the Spirit Rush is available. Never Move gonna miss, but so is the Charm. Nothing else besides that 1 kill. Another dragon on the board as the Chemtech Soul blooms to life.
Yeah, and Never Move throwing out preemptively, trying to anticipate the Spirit Rush forward there from Saw, but holds it, misses that opportunity. And once again, up in the top lane, it is poor Zayla just getting manhandled right now.
And making use of that flash, not just yet up until now. Building towards his first 2 items here for this Build-A-Bear. And that's the thing, like, even though you're building full tank on the Volley Bear, you still do an absurd amount of damage.
Absolutely, he does. Teleport back to lane means there is going to be a bit of disparity. Light, a full level up. Almost a level and a half, honestly. Zayla desperately working towards that Trinity Force. Core Complex going to be spotted out with his chems, techs, plants, revealing the entire bot side of this map. So no shenanigans for Arya. He's going to stick around, in fact.
If he's available, he's just going to go for it. Bursts down Shushu the half. Oh, the Chain of Corruption goes wide. Nice boomerang. That might give them all the emphasis they need to keep going in. Arya might have flown a bit too close to the sun. We'll have to see. Good for 1. But on the other side of things, nowhere really to run to. So Erdogan going to pick that one up for free. The TOR alum trying desperately to claw this team towards playoffs.
Absolutely. Zayla desperately trying to hold on to this lane. Misses the counter-strike. That's a grim situation.
He's available. Might look to dive potentially, but ult is still 30 minutes away. 30 seconds away, rather. Sundered Sky now. Further on. Needs to find some way to alleviate the pressure as now. Jaber could be in trouble. Look at the damage. Just not respecting it. Hawk is completed and the teammate is there.
It was a bomb call. Oh, and the gank from Saw. Once again, we're seeing these Aries come in clutch. Heading up, alleviates that pressure onto this Jax, who can now clear up this wave, shove it at the tower, potentially get some plate damage off. But 1,000 gold lead here for Saw, and Aria
trying
does have the Shadow Assault.
Yeah, has the ult available, given the movement speed. If he wants it, he bursts to damage and it will be secured. Does he get out is the question. Parkour is here. Out of the woods just yet.
No.
Run down here is in the mid lane. Somehow Shushu fell as well. This Talon finally makes it out. Might look for a repeat gank on the mid lane.
Oh,
it's right here and easy to go. Oh, nice charm! And the kill is clean. And Jaber picks that one up for free.
Noxian diplomacy interrupted by the charm. What a play out there from Saw, who's having an absolute time in this mid lane. And Jaber, again, right time, right place to assist the team, pump out that damage that they needed.
The bot lane though, Kajamo trying to maintain this advantage here. Will be 1.1k up. Building towards that second item. Probably might even have it. Now, most likely going to be that Phantom Dancer as well. As the Cull cash out, has a lot of gold available to his name. Now in the top lane. He's getting a little bit rough. Delia tries to dive and secures it with the Grandmaster's might. Gonna chunk down this tower while he's at it. Look at that attack speed. And that's the lethal tempo for you.
Well, Aria's here, has that blast cone. He's waited for complex, and I think that may have just given up the game. They could have made a play potentially if Aria was a little bit faster on that trigger, but yeah, Trinity Force done now, and like only just finishing that Iceborne Gauntlet, because he's just sort of been holding himself when it comes to completely committing to an item. It's put him in a rough spot.
Serpent's Fang now completed here for Erdogan as well. This is a very dangerous Pantheon to go up against. We've seen in this bot lane as well, Kajamo not necessarily able to out DPS this Varus. Now with the Flicker Blades online, might have a little bit at their disposal, especially with 10 seconds before this Chemtech Drake. They're pushing out the lanes fast, they want that prio. See who the first pick is, because look at the angle. Saw chunks complex to half, 3-man snare, and the Demonic Ascension. How does it go from here? Kajamo falls on down. Complex in a bit of trouble as well. Roots up one, but the Spirit Rush reset is here. Arya needs to find something with the ult. Shushu's gonna fall on down, but it's just one. And immediately Chudlings roar to life.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, hang on. Might not even be over by now. What a charm. The Aries today have been immaculate.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of damage that Saw's been pumping out this game. I don't know what Kajamo's thinking here. This steps up to frontline. And that is one of the biggest problems. Frontline is a volley bear who is just an island unto himself up in that top lane. Kajamo steps up, gets caught by the chains of corruption. Brattles is not the big game end raid boss that Swain can become. And they just get
look at this.
And Saw, yeah, I mean, Ari already tonight, stalwart performances.
Finds the angle and immediately shuts him down. In this top lane, Delia takes a bit of the worst end of that trade, but even still, heal going to be forced. Good spell shield. Saw's here though, 5 seconds away from that ult. They can continue to chase this down. Complex will fall. Saw in a bit of trouble, goes a bit too greedy and shut down by Arya. That's 800 gold in the pocket of this assassin. Not exactly the situation you want to be in. They do, however, get this Rift Herald online.
I mean, yeah, it's good that Arya is the one getting gold, but when he's only able to block one person at a time, that gold is somewhat diminished, especially when you've got a Sivir in play who can literally just chew through an entire team with those ricochets. So it begs the question, are they going to keep trying to funnel this gold into Arya? Are they going to keep trying to make sure that he's the win condition? You see, they are looking to play around that Elko.
Absolutely, they are. Arya's here. There's no Pantheon joining just yet. He might be on the way now. Lands a bit of damage on towards Zelia. Baits out the counter-strike. Stormbringer's here as well. That's another kill onto the assassin. And now Erdogan might be in a bit of trouble here. They could potentially look to siege this tower. Chushu's on the way, so it will be a 2v3 if the attempt comes through. It's going to take the plate and leave for now. They're not going to risk anything.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a pretty egregious overstay. Kajimo a level down now on Jaber, who really coming into his own. While, yes, Kajimo is ahead in gold purely off the back of the fact that Sivir does just farm that much easier, means that they're going to have that much more pressure onto these towers through the plates. Jaber, 2 items deep on the Varus stat stick champion that he is going to just overpower this stage of the game as Sivir.
And besides this Talon that we have seen shut down with the charm, with the rest of the CC that Chudlings have, there isn't really a way for this team to eliminate this Varus other than just immediate finding that burst. So in these extended fights, Jaber is going to prove incredibly dangerous to deal with.
Exactly that. Here comes Arya.
Hang on. Arya, big burst of damage, finds Chushu. No, never mind, lives to tell the tale. And just like that, that's the Talon shut down like we said. And Jaber picks that one up for free. Somehow doesn't proc the passive, so not going to find that kill onto the support. Saw could be in a bit of trouble though, gets the Spirit Rush to safety and will live to tell the tale.
Things going down on a Baron. Minute
They
45
might look
on
for
spawn
this.
with their Herald coverage. I don't know if they can do this.
Varus does do a lot of damage with the Bork, with the Ginsus, with that Blight, but this could be a bit too greedy. We'll have to see. Flash over the wall from Erdogan. They try and turn this. No Spirit Rush available. Double root. Hang on. The Demonic Ascension trying to find the damage, but somehow doesn't secure the kill. Light will finally trade one back. But look at the positioning. Gonna fall on the sword all the same. Unstoppable this Varus is. And they might even look for something now, but never mind. They're just going to focus on the map. The TP to bot lane, they are going to try and take over this game.
And they already are. What a flash shield vault complex, just completely obliterated there. And unfortunately, without that karma, there's just this limited survivability. Kajimo just cannot play that fight. As soon as he steps out of the fog of war, he's getting turned on, he's getting burned, and much the same, unfortunately, for Arya. It's a really rough spot that they've backed themselves into.
Is indeed. 3k is the gold lead, so not insurmountable. But most of that is in the mid lane. We haven't really seen Brattles get the chance to do much in this game, right? Has landed those E's that have been incredibly impactful, but there's no follow-up and there's no damage on this Swain yet.
And there you go, Jaber takes the gold lead, 23 minutes in, just waiting, biding his time, has the Terminus to boot. Goes well happy as this on-hit Varus, and they clear that
Spirit
mid
Rush. Gonna try and find Kajimo, lands the charm, and it will be secured. That Saw picked up another. Even through the spell shield, it's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, it was they played it well synergistically. Ezreal jumps forward, pops that shield with the spear, and the charm then connects beyond. And it will allow them to turn and burn onto this Baron. I, unfortunately, very much feeling like they Passione are about to bleed that death by 1,000 cuts.
Arya nearby, TP available and going to be channeled. Smite going to be used, I believe. It might have wasn't, but look at the CC chain out of the pit for the moment. It's going to be secured by Erdogan. No chance of a steal this time around, but look at the damage. Hang on, maybe they can turn this extended fight. That's a double kill going on over. Light picks up one as well. Zelia trying desperately to turn something. Erdogan, the last left standing, finally picks up one, but somehow at the end of it all, Passione come out on top.
That was all Light. 5,500 damage for this Volibear.
Oh
Look,
my
just
God,
in the thick of it. With the Sky Splitter, with the Stormbringer, and then Arya, look at him. Pops the Shadow Assault over the wall. Boom, knocks in Diplomacy, pulls the blades through the Ari and into the Nami. All the while, Light just wailing away on these key carries of this Chudlings roster, and somehow they hold.
Soul Point going to be picked up here. Neither of these teams want to go silently into the night, and it shows. 19 to 25, that kill count. It has been a skirmish-heavy game, and these comps that we thought were unorthodox are perfectly playing into that fact that this is just pure chaos.
Welcome to the roller coaster. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and a big swing. It's only a 1.2k gold lead from near 4.5 that they were sitting at. And strangely enough, despite how Chudlings coded this game has been, they now find themselves a minus 2k Baron power play. Unfortunately, all being wiped. Not a single one of them walking away with that buff. And that momentum shifting heavily in La Passion's direction.
Playing with fire here. It's so hard for either of these teams to really land these engages because there's so much at their disposal to get rid of it. Rattles might have to fall on the sword here. Recognizes that, pops the demonic ascension. Says, I will not go out without a fight here. Gets a few extra demon souls for his measure, but the Avengers will come and finish him off and hand that kill once again over towards this Varus. 7 on the board for this kill, for this AD carry rather.
I mean, playing so very well. Just holding, waiting, pouncing when the opportunity presents itself, and poor Braddle's just overextended and taken it top tier 1. Gets punished because of it. Can't find anything off the back, but yeah, slow burn, building towards that beast that Swain can be. Is working towards that Zhonya's to boot to try and provide a little bit of extra survivability. But with context, they're looking to run down this Ahri.
On the hunt, traded for this Ahri ult. We burst down in the top lane, I believe, as the siege happens mid. Chain of Corruption gonna land. How much more can they find is the question. Not enough to secure the kill. The Stormbringer gonna be traded. It's getting dicey here in this mid lane.
Very much so.
Big damage traded back and forth. Light trying to find something. Lands a lot of damage. Zelia barely lives. And Arya finds one, looking for a second. TP to come on through. That's a double kill. That's 4 more kills for the side of La Passione. They're going to make it 5 in just a moment. The Saw goes golden. But not for long before he meets the sword as well. And somehow they are clawing this back. La Passione get the ace.
What a phenomenal flank there from Light once again. Captures out such a significant damage source in Jaber. All the while Zale, Urduran have taken so much punishment. Sword not in a position to actually get in there. You look at it, by the end of it, he's done less than 1,000 damage. He will just tick over to 1.3k before he falls, but it's completely irrelevant by that point because he has to turn gold and he can't contribute. And the gold swing now from at one point just over 4,000 in favor of the Chudlings, now swinging back near just over 3k gold in favor of La Passione. That's a 7,000 gold swing.
First gold lead in over 10 minutes here. La Passione, minute 40 on this Soul Point. It's their chance to really make this comeback possible. Look at the items, they're starting to stack up here. 3.5, possibly 4. Kajama on this back, and it will be secured. That's the IE completed. This Sivir is going to be incredibly brutal to deal with. Jack Show not completed here for this Varus, so we'll have that advantage in the bot lane.
Well, I mean, you look at it, the value out of this Hubris, 15 stacks for Ahri. That's 49 odd damage, I believe, that he is getting out of that item every time he finds himself a kill. 12 and 7 to his name, and having stacked up that much pressure on the Rift, you can understand why he is now the significant damage threat.
Arya looking for something. Big burst of damage on towards Jaber, and that's the kill instantly secured, just out of position. Good charm will prevent Arya from getting too much else, but look over the wall, might be able to find something. Ooh. Oh my god, just evaporates him! And that's 3 kills on the side of La Passione, and they're looking for more.
38 seconds to Baron, so there's not even a heck of a lot they can find. Oh, Zayla!
Oh, the flash!
The momentum swung back in this top lane matchup. Light, now that big bad volley that we know it can be.
They could look for the end here. It is just Saw left standing. No TP for Light just yet.
Oh,
They got
wow.
Thor pushing in. Demonic Ascension, the slow to come on through. Saw once again goes golden and might meet the doom of this team. They put up a valiant effort, but Passione will book their ticket to playoffs.
Brattles and Arya given two very, very, very solid comfort picks in their arsenals, and it's a bold call that ultimately is the undoing of the Chudlings.
Oh, wait, no, not like this.
Surely not.
Surely not like this. Erdogan's up in two, they can't end
Light's
yet.
still alive, he's
Of
pushed to
course.
the top lane. It is just going to be that last rasp before death, it seems.
And no Arya means they can't reliably get this soul, so a bit of an oopsie here from the jungler. There's no wards in the base, are there? No, they can't actually do it, but they will secure this dragon for free if the Chudlings. Not out of the realm of possibility just yet, but the comeback would be close to insurmountable.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of tiebreakers, good game is a quick game if you're winning, but if you're losing and there's potential for tiebreakers, as there is for the Chudlings, they want to make sure that they drag this game out as possible, because the longer this game goes for Passione, the better the chance is that they are denied that tiebreaker victory.
I believe, not mistaken, I believe there will be a, even if they lose this,
wow.
I think Passione secure it. We'll have to see. Hang on a moment. Chain CC is there. Light almost finds the first. Zelia goes into stasis again. It's a massacre in the jungle. And just like that, they're going to finish what they started a few minutes ago. The double kill for both of them. They eviscerate them across the board, and Passione say, okay, now we're going to end.
Yeah, I mean, the respawn, it was just a calm before the storm there for the Chudlings. You thought maybe there was an angle for a comeback, but then Light comes ripping on through this big bad volley bear and completely guts the hopes of the Chudlings to potentially upset, potentially throw a spanner in the works here in Group B, but it's not to be.
Passione, they will lock second seed into playoffs just below Rich Dynasty, which means we will be saying goodbye to Melbourne University Esports at that 1 and 2 position. No tiebreakers once again. We've gone without that chaos for 2 groups. There's still 2 more to go. I wonder if we'll see any this day.
I mean, that is the question. If the games that we've seen so far did go by, who knows? Who knows, realistically? It has just sort of been up and down. It looked like for the better part of that game, if I'm being honest, the Chudlings were going to be the ones to walk away victorious, but then Arya and Brad just came into their own net with the help of Light, who just absolutely ascended by the end of that game, and there was just nothing they could conceivably do. And against that roster and against that draft, fighting at a choke point is the last thing you want to be doing, and unfortunately, that's exactly what the Chudlings did.
Yeah, it was looking close, especially in that mid lane, right? Saw was incredibly dominant early. Brattles was basically invisible for much of it. And then towards the end, with that Rylai's online, that Demonic Ascension just becomes absolutely insane to deal with, especially in those choke points, especially with the Talon ult as well, and Arya in that jungle. We talked about how perhaps might not find the targets to assassinate, but even across the board, right? Was just blowing everyone up.
Yeah, I mean, it was not only that, but just continuously, just slowly stacking up that hubris. And by the end of the game, he was getting an extra 50-odd AD out of the item. So the more involved he was, the more stacks it had, the more damage he would ultimately do. And that snowball came online to the point where we saw him just ripping through these fights, even off the back of the Shadow Assault returning to him. Still managed to find 2 massive kills around that Baron pit. They completely wiped the Chudlings out after taking that Baron. So huge value consistently found, especially through that Dragon pressure as well. Getting themselves onto Soul Point meant the Chudlings had to pretty highly prioritize that Dragon, deny them that soul, and it just made things so much harder than it possibly needed to be.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you something. Am I cursed? Every team that I've cast over the past 2 weekends, there's one, has been on the left side of the bracket. It's been on blue side.
No, it's just blue side. This game is blue side coded. It's always been blue side coded. Everyone knows that blue is the way to go. No bias whatsoever, but it just seems to be the way. Blue side is the comfort for most people.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There's still 2 more games ahead of us as well, so I'm excited to get into them. But La Passione, that's 4 teams locked for playoffs. Now, we don't know seeding, of course, yet. We don't know where these teams will end up in opposition to each other. But we won't be seeing Chudlings versus Ark and Chingus as a playoffs match. I know travesty for a lot of people who were counting on that. But across the board, especially in Twitch chat, they seem to be quite supportive of Kajamo heading in towards that playoffs berth.
Yeah, I mean, look, a little bit over keen, a little bit over eager, especially trying to 1v2 into an on-hit Varus throughout that game. But yeah, drew a lot of attention, allowed Brattles and Arya and Light to really run away with it by the end of it. But yeah, look, maybe don't frontline as a Sivir in the next game would be the only advice I can give him.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of time to prep as he has locked playoffs. We'll be back after a short break for our third and second to last game of the night, so don't go anywhere.